In the early 1800s, in a world shaped by slavery, a boy named John Parker was born into a life he did not choose. From the very beginning, his existence was defined by hardship, long days beneath the burning sun, endless labor, and a system built to strip away identity, dignity, and hope. As a child, he watched the people around him endure a life of forced obedience, where even the smallest act of independence could bring punishment. Families lived under constant pressure, knowing that at any moment they could be separated, sold, or lost forever.
No, please! He is my son!
Keep the rhythm steady, Parker.
It was a world where control was absolute, and freedom was only spoken of in whispers. Yet even in that environment, something within him refused to be silenced. There was a curiosity in him, a desire to understand more than what was placed in front of him. While others were forced to focus only on survival, John Parker began to notice the details others overlooked. The markings on paper, the structure of tools, the rhythm of work, everything became a lesson. In secret, he began to learn, tracing letters in the dirt, observing quietly, absorbing knowledge wherever he could find it. He took risks that could have cost him everything. To seek knowledge in a world designed to keep you unaware was dangerous. But for him, it was necessary. Because deep down, he understood something powerful. Knowledge was a path, and he intended to follow it. As he grew older, his body became stronger, capable of enduring the labor forced upon him.
Don't slow down now, Parker. The overseer's eyes is everywhere. I know. Just a little longer, then I can rest.
But more importantly, his mind grew sharper. With each passing year, the idea of freedom became more than a distant dream. It became a goal, something real, something worth everything. And in the quiet of night, when the world around him slowed, whispers began to spread among those who dared to imagine more.
We have to move tonight. They won't know we're gone. Do you think it's safe? The river patrols have been strict. Am I so? Are you sure the path is clear? This is it. This is it. Stay close and follow me. A new day. Finally.
John Parker did not wait for freedom to come to him. He pursued it. Through determination and relentless effort, he found ways to develop skills that set him apart. Working with iron, learning the craft of shaping metal, he discovered a trade that gave him value in a system that rarely recognized it. Piece by piece, he earned money. Slowly, carefully, building toward a moment that many believed impossible. Until one day that moment arrived. With the money he had worked so hard to earn, John Parker purchased his freedom. Not given, not granted, earned. And when that moment came, when the papers were signed and the chains that had once defined his life were no longer legally binding, he stepped into a world that felt entirely different. The air itself seemed lighter. The silence felt different. For the first time in his life, his future belonged to him. But freedom, as he would soon realize, was only the beginning. Leaving behind the land that had once held him, Parker made his way north, eventually settling in Ripley, Ohio, a small town with a quiet but powerful significance. It sat along the edge of the Ohio River, a natural boundary between two worlds. On one side, slavery still ruled. On the other, freedom had taken hold. In Ripley, Parker built a life for himself. He worked in an iron foundry, refining his skills, becoming not just a laborer, but a craftsman. Over time, he became an inventor, a businessman, and a respected member of the community. He had done what many could not. He had risen. But success did not erase memory. Each day, as he lived his life as a free man, he could look across the river and see the reality he had escaped. The same fields, the same suffering, the same people still trapped in a system he knew all too well, and no matter how far he had come, he could not ignore it. Because freedom, once experienced, changes a person. It opens your eyes. And for John Parker, it awakened something deeper, a sense of responsibility, a calling. He knew he could not simply live his life while others remained behind. So he made a decision, one that would place him back in danger, one that would define his legacy. He would go back.
Not after what I've seen.
Under the cover of night, John Parker began making journeys that few would dare attempt.
No one else should suffer these chains. Every detail matters. A single mistake could cost lives.
Crossing the Ohio River in silence, he moved from the safety of freedom back into the uncertainty of slave territory, not for himself, but for others. Each mission was a risk. The forests were filled with danger. Slave catchers patrolled the land, searching for anyone attempting to escape. The sound of a branch snapping, the flicker of a distant lantern. Any small mistake could mean capture.
Guide you safely to the other side.
Or worse. But Parker understood the stakes. He had lived them, and that understanding gave him courage. He moved carefully, guiding those who had placed their trust in him, men, women, and children, frightened, exhausted, but determined.
Those are our allies tonight.
They must be around here somewhere. Check every path!
Many had never traveled beyond the land they were forced to work. Many had never known what it felt like to be free, and yet they followed him, through thick forests, across cold rivers, into the unknown. There were moments when fear nearly took over, when the sounds of pursuit came too close, when the darkness felt overwhelming. But there were also moments of quiet strength, moments of connection, a whispered reassurance, a steady hand guiding the way, a promise that if they just kept moving, they would make it.
Lower your heads. Every ripple could betray us.
And when they finally crossed into free territory, when their feet touched the ground on the other side of the river, something changed. Fear gave way to relief. Tension gave way to emotion.
Step carefully. You are free. Inside these walls, you can finally rest. No one will harm you here.
For the first time in their lives, they were no longer property, they were free. And even after those moments, even after the danger had passed, John Parker would return to the river, again and again and again.
Tonight is over. But tomorrow there will be others who need me.
Over the course of his life, John Parker helped guide countless individuals to freedom, not for recognition, not for reward, but because he knew what it meant to live without it.
Step by step, we move them closer to freedom. Keep faith in me. I live for justice, for freedom, for those who could not yet claim it. Claim it! This is my life.
At the same time, he continued to build his own success. His iron foundry thrived, his reputation grew, and he became a man known not only for his skill, but for his character. Families lived free because of him. Children grew up without ever knowing the life he had escaped. Communities were shaped by the courage he chose to act on. And long after the nights of crossing rivers and walking through forests had ended, the Ohio River continued to flow. Quiet, steady, unchanged. A silent witness to everything that had taken place along its banks. A reminder of the line that once divided two worlds. And of the man who crossed it. Not just for himself, but for so many others. John Parker's story is not just one of survival. It is a story of action, of courage in the face of danger, of choosing to stand for something greater than oneself. Because true freedom is not just about what you claim for your own life, it is about what you help others find.
If you like this amazing story and you want to see more stories like mine, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.